Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. Today's video is going to be a lessons learned video. So I am a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant. Although I'm not currently active at the time that I'm recording this video, that may have changed by the time this gets uploaded. Who knows? But I wanted to share some lessons learned tips. So I have them written down. Sorry, I'm bumping into my lighting. I have them written down and there are about 10 of them. So without further ado, let's get started. So lesson number 1 is it takes work. Now, when you watch the videos or you maybe talk to your recruiter or your sales director, they'll tell you, oh, you have to put in the work. Believe them. It takes a lot of work to maintain a business if you want to be profitable. I found myself needing to actually get out, talk to people, to book skincare classes, to get someone to host a party, to get reorders, to sell product, to deliver product. So it does take a lot of work. Lesson tip number 2 that I wrote down is you have to have tough skin. And what I mean by that is, you may already know if you just Google Mary Kay that there are a lot of blogs and opinions about Mary Kay consultants, about the business that are not positive. And people react based on that notion towards you, even though you may have had nothing to do with a prior experience that they had with another Mary Kay consultant. Sometimes that gets, you pay for that. That's what I'm trying to say in a nutshell. Sometimes you pay for that. So you have to have tough skin. And even from my personal experience, I had a friend or whatever, and even her comments that she made when I first shared that I was selling Mary Kay weren't all that great. And I just had to rub it off. So you have to have tough skin. Consistency is key. You have to keep the momentum. When I started my Mary Kay business, I was very pregnant with my little boy. I think I was about 8 months pregnant. And my start was around a hectic time as it is. So I didn't build that out the gate jump start that I maybe needed to have a good momentum for consistency throughout the business. So consistency is key. Once you have a month where you're kind of, I don't want to say lazy because I don't think that's the appropriate term, but once you have a month where you are not as active, then it may be a bit difficult to rebound from that based on my opinion and my experience. People expect discounts and that impacts your profit. So, people do expect discounts. Sometimes you'll see groups on Facebook or social media that, or even people that you may know who stop selling Mary Kay and then they just want to, share their product, be a blessing, pass it on. It may be free, it may be discounted and things like that. So people sometimes expect a discount from you and that will in fact impact your profit. So if you didn't see my previous video, I do go into details and share the dollars and cents of what I made in some specific scenarios and things like that. Successful launches are important. I know if you are looking at starting a Mary Kay business, or maybe you're new to Mary Kay, the 30 Faces in 30 Days first challenge is very important because that's what's going to help build your customer base, and you need a strong customer base to stay consistent with your reorders. And then couple that with going out to recruit new party hostesses or to get new customers. It's really important to get a good start out the gate. For this tip is number 6. I just wrote people are people. And when you're dealing with people, you have different personalities that you just have to deal with. And people are people. And introduce a situation where maybe your recruiter, she recruited you because she had a goal that she wanted to reach, and your initial order impacts her ability to reach that goal. So even though the person may be your best friend, they have a reason for why they recruited you more often than not. And that may show depending on how quickly you react. So people are people without going into details. You have to stay active to benefit from team members. So if you go out and start recruiting, you have to stay active yourself so that you can get the commissions from having a team, and so that you can get the most out of your commissions bracket. You have to stay active and place a certain amount of orders each month. A good unit is important. So I live, the state that I live in, my unit, the bulk of them live in another state. And they're great. I haven't had any issues. I've seen and read about some horror stories dealing with recruiters and directors when it comes to any MLM, not just Mary Kay, and I have not experienced that. Again, like I shared at the time that I'm recording this video, I am in an inactive status, and I haven't had anything rude happen to me or anything negative happen to me because I've made the choice at the time that I am in my life right now not to place another order, and I haven't dealt with that. So a good unit is important because I've talked to people who may have been in Mary Kay previously and their stories aren't pleasant, but then when I look at my situation, I haven't to this day encountered anything crazy. So a good unit is important. I will say every unit is different too. So some units, they may do more prizes, they may get together more, they may be more girlfriend friendly-ish. And some units just may be about business, and that's not a bad thing. I feel like my unit was more so about business. And then the mix of who was in my unit it was a little different for me, but again, not a bad thing. I haven't had any issues. Number 9, know what you want out of the opportunity and stick to it. So if you go into selling Mary Kay saying, oh, I want to be a personal use consultant, I want to be able to order my family's Christmas gifts, I want to order the products that I love, and that's it. Stick to that. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you may feel a little bit of pressure to say, oh, why don't you try to host a party? Why don't you get some friends together just to give it a try? Invite some people over and share the product. If that's not what you want to do, don't do it. If you don't need the product, don't order it. Again, I do share the exact amount that I ordered for my first order and even some subsequent orders in my previous video, so I won't get into that here. But if you don't need the product, do not order it. That is a lesson learned. Don't have the mindset, oh, well, I have an event coming up. I need to go and order some product, and I want to be a Sapphire consultant, so let me just go and order what I think would be a good mix for my party that's coming up or for my event that's coming up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be very strategic about what you want out of the opportunity and stick to it. And number 10, just another lesson learned, is that Mary Kay does have a great business model overall. At the corporate level, I do feel that they get quite a bit right. And their product return policy is great. Their training, hands down, is really good. It's applicable to your life, not just to the fact that you're selling Mary Kay products. So the training is good. The company as a whole, I think the customer service is there. I had an issue with an order, and I called, and super friendly, super helpful, and things were resolved quickly and timely. So the company itself is a great company. Again, go back to tip number 6, people are people. So when you start to deal with your team members, your recruiter, your upline, and things like that, you may run into whatever you may run into, because again, people are people. But overall, the company is great. So those are some lessons learned that I have from my experience as a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant. Again, go check out my other video where I talk about whether or not it was profitable. So if you're interested in that, go check out that video. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Leave a comment down below if you have any other questions for me. Maybe I'll do a part 2 just so I can answer some of your questions. If you want me to go into details about anything, I will do that. If your objective is to maybe bash or deter people from joining Mary Kay, please don't do that here. Just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean you have to enforce and force yourself on someone else to believe the same thing. So please don't do that here. I hope that this video hasn't been offensive to anyone, and thank you so much for watching. We'll speak again soon. Bye for now.